Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to write a research proposal. A research proposal is a very important document. So one has to be very careful and very meticulous when he or she writes this particular document, because this particular document is the deciding factor of one whether getting an admission as a researcher in a particular institute or not. So a research proposal helps a professor or any person decide whether the research proposal who has prepared will be able to do research or not. Also, whether the topic proposed by that particular researcher who wants to do research is feasible or not. So, this document is very important for those who want to come into the research field and make a career as a researcher. So please take this particular document very seriously, as this decides everything. So I will tell you how to write a particular kind of research proposal. First of all, you'll have to decide the title. So the title, what you want as your research work. And this has to be a proposed title of the research work. Never directly write the title. It's better to write proposed research title and then write the complete title. Then you'll have to give a particular kind of background. So background involves all the all the knowledge that you have about that particular research topic or the topic. So the knowledge has to be the foundation and the basic knowledge related to that particular topic. And it has to be very brief. So very briefly, you will have to explain that you know a lot about that particular topic. Then in that background, you also can involve some kind of literature review. So literature review, it is not like you'll have to read 10 different research papers and have to talk about it. No, it is not like that. Even if you have read 2 to 3 research papers and you write about them, it's enough. There is no compulsion of having 5 or 6 or 10 research papers being read, because a research proposal is not a review paper. It is just a research proposal that has to be very, very brief. Then you'll have to mention the research gaps. So research gaps actually helps you to decide what kind of research are you going to carry out related to that topic. Without research gap, no research can be carried out. Research gaps actually decide the future of your research. So you'll have to be very careful in what kind of research gaps you have found and you are going to work on it. And it can be any research gap. So for example, if you find a room of development in a particular technique or development in particular kind of accuracy of a particular system, then you should mention that as a research gap. So for example, if you find a technique of a particular system which has produced an accuracy rate of 82%, and you can propose a new technique that can give more accuracy, then you can propose that. So the research gap becomes that we can have a better technique than this technique for improving the accuracy. Well, this is just an example. There can be many other research gaps. For example, this particular system consumes too much power but produces less accuracy. So I can develop one of the system the same system for the same purpose with a better technique that can consume less power and produce better accuracy. So, research gaps are very important. Then you'll have to propose different research aims and objectives. So, research aims and objectives, they come from research gaps. Like I already said, you have already mentioned that a system is consuming more power and producing lesser accuracy. So, you want to work on the same system such that it consumes lesser power and produces better accuracy. So that becomes your research aim or an objective. So research gaps and research objectives have to be proposed properly, because that actually decides what you are going to do and what deficiencies have you found which you are going to work on. So please be very careful with these two things. After that, you'll have to explain about the anticipated significance or impact of the research that you are going to carry out. So, the research that you are going to do, how is it going to impact the research community of that particular field, how it is going to impact the society, and so on. So, it depends what kind of significance it is going to have. So, you'll have to give an anticipation about that. And it also has to be very, very brief. It is not like you are writing a particular kind of essay on that. No, it has to be very brief. Like within 50 words, you'll have to explain everything about your anticipation. Then you'll have to propose a kind of timelines. For example, if you are applying for PhD admissions, so generally PhD is for 36 months. So you'll have to prepare a kind of Gantt chart. You can also prepare a PERT chart, but PERT chart is very, very technical, and most of the people who are associated with project management can only understand PERT chart. So I'm not going to focus much on PERT chart, but you can get information about Gantt chart from anywhere you want to, and you can prepare it quite easily. So you have to prepare a Gantt chart. So it's a kind of a table that helps everybody understand about your plan of pursuing your research. So it's a kind of a timeline or a plan that you propose to anyone, that this objective will be done within this month, this particular objective will be done in this month, and then I'll start my thesis writing from this month and will end it on this month, in this month. So this is how the Gantt chart has to be prepared. Then you'll have to say about the resources, the facilities, the equipments, and other things that you will require during this research. This is a very important thing, so that you are already making the responsible people aware of the things that you will require during the research. Even if you would like to visit a particular kind of industry or a company during that research, or you want a particular kind of data from somewhere, so that has to be dealt with properly. So therefore it is very important to already tell them that yes, I will require all these things, so that you don't face any kind of impediment during your research work. Then comes the future aspects of the research work that you are going to carry out. So you have all you are going to do a kind of knowledge contribution through your research. Then what after you complete your research, what can be its future aspects? What are all the things that can be done in future for the same things that you are doing? So it's very important, so that your research can be used by many people in future in the same institution or some other institutions. So it's very important to tell. Then you'll have to write the references in a proper manner. And also it is very important to cite those references within the texts if required. So it is mainly when you are paraphrasing a particular line from that particular research work and you are writing it within the research proposal, especially in the background part, and then you cite it, right? So you'll have to be very, very careful with these things. Research proposal play a very significant role in anyone's admission as a PhD student or a research student in any institution. So please be very careful when you write this research proposal. Please be aware that your research proposal should not be of more than 2 pages. That is, I will say that background should not be more than 300 words or 350 words. Then research gaps, you can mention up to at least three research gaps, and at most 5, not more than that, right? Then, and in the same way, for research aims and objectives, at least 3, not more than 5. Anticipated significance or impact of the research, I already said it should not be more than 50 words. Then the timeline, it's up to you how you show it, right? Then the research equipments, it will hardly take 20 to 25 words to make, or sometimes it may also like it may be like you don't have any kind of resources needed, just a PC or something, then you'll not have to explain. So there is no requirement of putting this particular heading, so you can remove that. And if you have, then you can explain, just tell that. And then future aspects also has to be not more than 5 points. Or if you are writing a paragraph about future aspects, then please don't write about future aspects of more than 50 words. So research background becomes 350 words. Anticipated significance or impact of research becomes 50 words, so it's 400 words. And rest of them, if you include, then it is like not more than 5. It will fall between 500 to 550 at most, not more than that. So that is how you prepare a research proposal. Be very meticulous. No need to, you can include some people ask if we have to include some things from research paper or not. As I already said, that you are citing references, right? In the references you can cite books, you can cite review papers, you can cite research papers, so you can read research papers. Plus please be aware, don't spend much time in reading too many research papers. Then it actually becomes a particular kind of literature review that you do after getting admission as a researcher. So I will recommend that for a research proposal, there is no requirement of reading research papers of more than 3 in number or 5 in number. That's enough. Reading 5 research papers related to that topic is enough. No need to read more. And using those 5 research papers, you can include them in your background and cite them. That is it. You just have to show the person reading the research proposal that yes, I know about this topic, and I know that this particular topic the research can be done, and it is feasible, and you know how to do it. So please be very, very brief, and be very meticulous. Be very brief, and in that brief description you'll have to explain everything. So that's all about research proposal. I hope this will help you, and I wish you all the best in preparing this research proposal and getting selected in one of the institutions as a researcher. All the best. Thank you.